And look yonder coming down that railroad track.
Go for it.
It's that orange blossom special, bringing my soldier back.
Is that all? Which one is that?
Oh, that's all. This is making it up. That's a good.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's that orange blossom special, bringing my soldier back. Look at yonder coming down that railroad track. It's that orange blossom special, bringing my soldier back.
I love it. I love it. Let it be. We won't have a lot of time on there, but we're going to do it.
Okay.
We're going to do it. So the one thing because I can add to it. Anyway, we are sitting here. I'm going to try, this is kind of a unique, going to be one of my unique interviews for the Veterans History Project in Washington, D.C. at the Library of Congress. My name is Susan Caolo, and today's date is October 27th, 2024. We are in Marietta, Georgia, right?
Right.
And I'm not sure the name of this church, Mountain View
Methodist.
Mountain View Methodist Church, and I'm sitting here with Sid Orr, who is going to be, he is part with the Tunnel Rats. They're going to be performing, and we're just hanging out until it gets time. So anytime you want to belt out something, that's fine. But let's go for the record. This is going to be this is your story, the part about your music. But Sid, for the record, could you please state your name, your full name, and spell your name?
All right, Sid Orr, S-I-D-O-R-R. That's my last name's Orr, and that's me.
Okay, alrighty, and give me the branch.
I was in the Marine
service
Corps
you were in
for 4 years, from 1960 to 1960, 1970 to 1970, I guess.
Okay.
And then,
can you see yourself in there? Can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Because I want you looking at the camera, so I can trim this part out, but I think I'm going to just hold it like that.
Okay.
I can do it. But I have to depend on you to let me know that it's catching you.
Okay.
All right.
And then after I came back from Vietnam, I joined the Air National Guard there at Dobbins Air Force Base. Okay. Which is right there. And I was in there for another 30 years. Air National Guard.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
That's a long time. And I enjoyed every minute of it. And I worked on aircraft there for 30 years. Started off in F-100s, and then we went to F-104s. No, I don't remember. And then the last aircraft I worked on there was B-1 bomber.
Wow, okay. Well, can I, going back to when you joined the Marines, can I go, where did you grow up?
I was in Missouri. And I'm just kind of a homeless person.
Okay. Well, was your family? I'm kind of just trying to set this for people to understand what you were doing that led you to the Marines, and also was there military in your family, or
no military in the family. My dad was in the Air Force for a few years, and then just came back. He was not injured or anything like that. He was in, while everybody else was fighting the war, I guess he was in.
Yeah.
Okay, so
what, and about how old were you when you decided?
I joined when I was 18.
Okay.
I got my draft card, and I said, I'm doing nothing here, so let's do something else. And so the Marine Corps seemed the most exciting.
Okay, all right.
And it turned out to be true. So I joined the Marine Corps in 1966. and went off to boot camp, and then came back, and they sent me to the, you take all these tests in the service, and you never know which ones were what. But anyway, they came over and told me, your IQ is way above what most Marines. So I just said, they asked me,
When the rest of the band comes, they'll be
all right, this is going to seem scattered, but anyway,
That's okay. That's okay. This is a ride, a journey.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Well, that's true. I'm scatterbrained because I have neuropathy. Neuropathy.
That's what you just take your time, Sid. It's okay.
So
we can follow it. Took whatever they told you to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you
so
were
they
okay
said
with
just
all
go
that.
over here to Memphis, Tennessee, and go to this school. And it turned out that was the hardest school offered. So I was very fortunate to.
Excellent. Thank you.
I just let.
I gotcha.
I don't know how deep you want to get into this, but anyway, they told me just go over here to Memphis, Tennessee, and they will tell you where to go, but you're going to go to school there for a year. A year.
A year.
And it was hard school, but it was very technical, and it worked out for me to the best. So I went to this school, and a year later I got out. Got out of the school and went to Memphis not Memphis, but Beaufort, South Carolina. And joined, and in Beaufort, I stayed there, and for another year and a half, something, I got my Vietnam orders.
Oh.
So that kind of put me on this track.
The Marines have a way of doing that, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yep.
They didn't ask you what you want to do or where do you want to go. They just put you there. So I was very fortunate. I was in Vietnam with a bunch of really nice Christian men. I mean, just super guys. And so that kind of
Set the stage.
yes, it did. Yeah,
Made a difference.
yeah, it made a difference in my life altogether, because I could see now that on patrols and things like that, and I was lost without it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I really so some of the songs I've written about patrols and all that, I got it all from there.
That's what, like I said, this is yours. The music is so important. It's important. I've listened to the music, and we might as well. And if you want to talk about that, this is about the Tunnel Rats and how that started.
Well, when I came back from Vietnam, I had all of these tens of thousands of memories, and I didn't know what to do with it. And other people were writing songs or books or whatever, but I wasn't an author. So I came back and went to college after 4 years of a bachelor's degree, and then I went to graduate school and got a master's degree in education. Taught school, of course. So
was music, we were talking about your music, was music a part of your life?
No.
No?
not before
How
that. Not at all.
how did the songs and things bubble up, or did you just write words, or did you hear music in your head?
Robin's father was a bluegrass picker.
Oh, okay.
And,
Ormsby,
huh?
Mr. Ormsby, was it?
No, that's,
That was,
that's right. That's,
uh-huh.
That was
I don't know
her-
his first name.
Her maiden name was,
Ormsby.
no,
No?
her maiden name was,
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm mixing up. We can.
all right, I didn't ask her. But anyway, he was,
I can pause this and ask her.
okay.
Hey, Robin, what was your maiden name?
Ormsby.
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 It was Ormsby.
Okay, good. All right.
Okay. I got that from her, but I wasn't sure. You had me doubting myself.
No,
That's
no,
okay.
that's right. No,
Uh-huh.
she was an Ormsby.
Uh-huh.
Ormsby.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Ormsby was an incredible human being. He went to Georgia Tech. No one else. No one else had gone, you know. But that's a lot of education. Georgia Tech.
Tough school. It's a good school.
Good school, tough school. And so he, I'm probably going to say more than I need to say to you, but this is on her family tree. He was an amazing man.
Did you work with him? How did you meet him?
No, never met him
Oh.
except as a bluegrass champ.
I got you.
So I met him at a bluegrass, as a bluegrass jams, and I was so fortunate. The people I met on the way up, you know.
It's a journey, right?
Yeah, there's a song, bluegrass. I mean, no, it's a country western song. It says, "Pick me up on your way down," and pick me up on your way down as you tumble to the ground. So that's the song, and I never recorded it, but that's the song. So he says, "Pick me up on your way down as you tumble to the ground with the new love that you found. Pick me up on your way down." So anyway, that's, what was it?
We can talk about one of your songs if.
Okay.
Just
Well,
talk. Just it can be. It's like
Okay.
music.
All right.
You know what I mean? That's kind of how we put this together. I
Yeah,
think
all right.
when you're doing a jam
Okay.
session, right? So I mean, I because we'll have paperwork. I can follow.
Okay.
We can write down. We can write dates and
Yeah,
specifics, but we can't get you talking about or sharing something about your music. What kind of interactions have you had with other veterans? What kept you going with it, or got you? When did you
I think that songwriting, when I came back, I had all this stuff in my heart. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just ready to explode in there, you know. So I said, how do I get rid of all this pressure? So I started writing songs, and I was not a songwriter either. I just knew I had to write these songs. So that first CD I wrote was, I was in the back in my house there in Woodstock, and I've lived in the same house for 54 years now. And so I would go back in the back room in there and try to figure out these things, and it was never quite good enough, you know. So then I went to a little so-called studio there in Woodstock, which was terrible. Yeah. I was very disappointed in my. So then I said, let's go to Nashville. So me and my wife went to Nashville.
It's okay. Keep going.
So we would drive up to Nashville, spend the weekend, and this is before she was so crippled up too. And so we would go to Nashville for the weekend, have a appointment with a studio. So I would
recording studio.
Recording studio.
Okay.
And they were awful. I mean, I would be like 2 or 3 people there, and my songs never measured up. I was so disappointed in them. So then, but that was a good thing, really. I'm glad that they didn't. The first songs didn't make it. So So I would drive up to Nashville and do that for a while. Finally found me a real good studio in Nashville. I mean, it was perfect because the other studios in Nashville, you had to record by, you had to go into the studio and you would sing your song to the engineer there and said, okay. So he had a string of guitars and mandolins and everything. He was good. He could play them all. So he said, this will be $100 an hour. That's exactly what I wanted. Not somebody that would let you try this for hours and hours and hours and charge you by the end of it be $500. No. So his name was, anyway.
We can fill that in. We'll fill in the name.
His name was, I can't remember that. He's a good person. He was a good musician. And he would even, I don't really remember if he helped me on my songs, but it worked out good.
You had the words written, you had the lyrics.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And did you hear it in your head? Like, did you know? Could you sing it all?
Just like that song I showed just now.
You'd start with
pick me up on your way down as you tumble to the ground with the new love that you found. Pick me up on your way down. So
what were one of the first ones? What do you remember? Any of the first ones that you took up to Nashville to record?
I do. This is the third CD.
You can you see it? You can hold it where you can see it in the
Okay, this is the one we did now. Welcome Home. This is probably coming home. This was our journey.
Clear.
And so we could do this later if you want to. But okay, yeah, this is probably one of the first ones, earliest. Say, throw it in the door, because that's what they say. You come in. Sorry.
Yep. No.
Forgive me.
No, please. You don't need to ask. You've been through.
Yeah. Anyway, so so this song was "Throw It in the Door," and that was the first song in this album. And then it's all in your head. I'm wanting to get to those Marines that are stuffed away in some black, dark place, I said, let's get it out of them, And the first time we sang some of these songs, was in a place up in LJ, and It's All in Your Head.
Mm-hmm. How'd that one go? I mean,
oh yeah, it was wonderful.
Can you sing a little bit of
Yeah,
it?
I think so.
Might be easier than talking if you sing it.
Ask her how that goes. I forgot. Robin,
Robin,
Yes.
how does
It's All in Your Head.
It's All in Your Head go?
What?
How does it go? All in your head?
All in Your Head.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I think he wants you to sing a few. Can you sing a little bit of All in Your
All in
Head?
your head?
It's
Oh,
all in your
gosh.
head.
Oh no, I can't. That's It's All in Your Head. It's
Okay. It's
um
anyway, I can
It's
get
okay.
it for you. I can get it for you later. So that's one of the first songs I did.
Yeah, I have it. I'll go home and listen to that one.
government lies. Cries. Coughing up blood, spitting up lead. Everybody says, son.
It's all in
It's all
your
in your
head.
head. I don't know the verses though.
Yeah.
Wow.
He said you're coughing up blood, spitting up lead. Everybody said it's all in your head. So honestly, we played these songs for American Legion up in LJ, Georgia, and those people were crying.
Yep. I'm crying. I feel
The
it.
guys were crying, and so but that was good, you know. Let's get it out.
That's what you want, right?
There ain't gonna be
I
any
feel
good
it.
inside you, you know. Let's get it out. So finally, a guy come out here and said, these songs are too hard on these veterans, you know. Said, you know, you've got to tone it down a little bit. So we did, and then. Oh God, you know. So anyway, yeah,
They're powerful songs, Sid. I mean, I've listened to them,
they are.
and for someone who hasn't been, I mean, that's why I'm so glad you're willing to speak with me and share a little bit about the music, because music does let someone let something go that
Yeah.
you can't really put to words, right? You feel it.
You're right. And I know that I knew that they were touching someone, because the engineer, when I was recording them, the engineer there, you know, he had to go in the other room, you know, and take care of business over there. So
That's when you know you.
right. So it was. I never stopped though. I never stopped. I ran this CD, and then. In this CD, maybe it's the first one. You've got 30 days. You know what that's about.
What's that about? You got 30. Is that leave or
Well, no.
until you go?
When you get your draft card,
Oh.
they say you got 30 days. So you know, that touches everyone. So you know what, my life's about to change, and everything I knew before the Marine Corps is going to have to be new. Yeah, you've got 30 days. And then I wrote this song called Powder Blue. So,
For somebody's listening that's not military, explaining
yeah.
what powder blue refers to.
Powder Blue is, okay, I think I can. Robin?
It's kind of when the helicopters,
Yeah,
do they let out a
Powder Blue. Robin, help me on this song I wrote called Powder Blue.
I don't think she can hear you. You know what?
Anyway,
Well, you know what we can do? Because I can add this. When you mention the powder blue, I can put in some of that song into this interview.
Okay.
It's your music. You wrote it.
yeah. I
Okay?
wrote it
So if the
along
words
with
don't come to you, that's okay, because we can play some of the songs, and that helps
Okay.
you.
Okay, so this is what I wrote about these songs. To all my brothers and sisters who served in country, I dedicate these songs. To the families and friends who never quite reach us, forgive me. I hope these songs help you understand. And that's exactly why I'm trying to write these songs. Our duty was difficult and costly, but we served. We simply say welcome home to each other now, remembering that no one else cared to say it. We mostly came home as individuals and went on with our lives, some meaningful and some tragic. But the bond between us now is unspeakable, undeniable, and unbeatable.
Unbeatable.
Yeah, unbreakable.
That's beautiful.
So that was some deep stuff, and when I write these things, it just floods out, you know.
That's what I was going to say. When you feel it, do you know what's coming? Does it surprise you?
I think so.
Is it like letting a cork out off a bottle?
It could be, yeah. And
Well, all
I
of your
had a hard time with alcohol when I came back, as you can imagine. But boy, just me and God worked that thing out. I mean it. And I mean it. It was terrible getting through all this and with a new wife. And yeah, here's the three of us here.
Robin, Sid, and Libby. Well, you want me to read a little something? I'll read a little something of this, just whether we use it or not. But I'm looking at your CD, the one that's called Vietnam: The Journey, Tunnel Rats Music Productions, and all of your CDs are all dedicated to the the Vietnam veterans and others, and all veterans, right? But in the front of the CD, it has a photo of you, Libby, which is she's, as you all have heard, have the protected and the protectors. You were a protector. Libby and Robin are civilians, but they feel protected and they're part of the music. They're both musicians and they write songwriting and play together. But it says the Tunnel Rats music is a collaboration of 3 individuals from different decades whose paths crossed at a bluegrass jam, changing their journey forever. Sid Orr, Robin Daniel, whose father was Ormsby, who you connected with once at a bluegrass jam, and Libby Wilson share their vision and musical gifts to touch the forgotten warriors of Vietnam with this CD. Vietnam: The Journey Rebooted. The CD focuses on the experience of the in-country combat vet and concludes with the message, "You are not alone." And you have in here that you do put on all your this is your message you give to everyone where you perform. Returning veterans and their families need to know they are not alone and there is hope. We will have succeeded if the message of this CD can save just one veteran. Sid Orr. And it also goes on, it says a little something about you, which I'll add here for people that will be listening to this. Be people that maybe don't know you personally, but they'll understand. As a helicopter door gunner in I Corps, Sid shared combat experience with many servicemen in the field and on patrol. Sid Orr's Vietnam service was with the Marine Medium Helicopter Squadron, the HMM 362, the Ugly Angels. And in 1969 to 70 at Phi Bai, Vietnam.
Sure.
So there's and there's just a lot of good information on here, and we'll add some of this. I can put some music in there, but is there, like now, well, people are listening that aren't just Vietnam vets. Do you talk with other veterans that are not Vietnam, the younger ones?
Oh yeah. If I can get their attention, in fact, forgive me.
You have some water here.
teaching school, middle school, was a part of the journey. I taught school for 10 years.
Where did you teach school?
Right down the road.
Up here in Marietta.
Yeah. Well, actually, it's in Cherokee County.
Okay.
And they, and Robin can fill in a lot of this because she's been with me on this journey.
I know she's your partner.
Oh, she's been with me on this journey, step by step.
Well, that's what we will do, because with music we can do that. Music tells your story, so I'm gonna be able to put in some music in here. So it's and if there was, because can you say something about when you were on the radio with, because we're going to put this also on the radio Art X FM that was that came about just organically, like very natural from when they Sharon and them at the station when they interviewed a World War II veteran, and they hand delivered it in Washington D.C. to Carrie Ward with the Veterans History Project, and they met in D.C. Carrie Ward, someone I work with very closely. She's wonderful, cares so much about veterans, and they came up with the idea of dedicating once a month an hour on the radio show for veterans, and it broadcasts via the internet. So like you said, there can be people there are a lot of veterans that are spread out and don't have an opportunity to interact with other veterans.
That's right.
And so they're left, like you said, in a place where things bubble up in their head.
That's right. And there are veterans in my subdivision who won't come out of their backyard.
Really? Are those all older vets, or do you find younger ones
they're
also?
Vietnam vets. They absolutely won't come out of their bunker.
It's hard to reach. What do you do?
Oh man, this music. I put a CD in their mailbox, and very important. Let's get you out of the bunker. I have friends who go to this church, who went to this church. He just won't get out of the bunker. And I would help him, of course, try to help him. But you know, as soon as we might go out to eat or something like that, but we come back right back in that bunker.
Well, I know there's a lot of family and
He's afraid,
relatives that don't know what to say.
He's afraid they're going to come and get me, or something like that, you know. So, well, they know where I'm at, but no, they don't. They don't know where you're at. That's true.
Well,
so, boy, this is digging up some stuff in me now. But anyway, he passed away. This guy was going to our church, and he wasn't a member or anything, but he would come into the church. He may have been a member. Very rarely go to church, but I'd talk to him regularly. And he passed away. I'm not sure he took his own life, but he...
you tried.
Huh?
You tried.
We tried.
You tried.
So help me.
You tried. A lot of people.
When me and Robin started writing this CD.
Vietnam, the Journey?
Yeah. Yeah, the sounds of angels' wings. Do you know what a helicopter sounds like when it comes in for landing? Mm-hmm. It's the sound of angels' wings.
Yeah. 'Cause, well, that's what the people on the ground are thinking, right?
Yeah. And this one here, as long as that black granite stands, you've heard that.
Yes.
And in number 9, You're Not Alone. And that song came from me and Libby and Robin. We never thought this would happen, but we went to this lady's house who was a surgeon, who a very intelligent woman, and she was willing to share with us everything. And so before we left, we just said, I don't know if her name was Phyllis, I don't remember. We said, if you could just give us a few things, you know, about the war and about you serving as a medic and and she said, oh yeah.
So it was a
You're
female.
not alone. There's always hope. So we wrote this song, You're Not Alone. And the sound of angels' wings. He can't go back home from Vietnam. We may sing that today, I'm not sure. Squeeze Me Like a Claymore. Do you know what a claymore is? It's a bomb which you have to it sits there like you squeeze it 3 times and it goes off. So, yeah. Squeeze Me Like a Claymore. Unbelievable. Where this stuff came from, I don't know. Anyway.
How do you feel when you're performing? How do you feel? Is it like a relief every time you sing?
It is, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's important.
This is one of our songwriters here. Libby.
Is that Libby? Yeah,
Wilson,
I'll meet Libby.
And this is a guy in our band.
You can put your window down. He can say hello in here. He told me he's on candid camera. Oh wait. Oh, where'd we put the keys?
Hey man, I'm doing better every day. How are you?
Hey, you're being recorded. We're doing a little. That's okay.
Oh.
So say your name while you're here, friend
I'm Joe.
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Libby. You're the Libby's other half.
Right.
Right. Libby's the partner with the
right
music.
there.
I know.
Libby's
We're gonna meet.
better half.
Better half.
You're right.
He's a songwriter.
Okay.
And she's a good songwriter. I
She's
tell
the
you,
one that's writing the song.
Yeah.
she ought to be in Nashville. She got some good songs.
Yeah, I've heard her sing too.
Sure,
Yeah. That's great.
So,
We're gonna be setting up over here.
Okay, buddy, go ahead.
I'm gonna wrap up. I don't want to tire.
Okay.
You tell me when you want to stop though too, Sid.
And
but
this
that's
is a song called "It's a Good Place to Go" when you're just getting in. And it's about. Damn it! It's a good place to go when you're just getting in. It's like. Never mind. Can't do that. Here's a song called "I'll Be Right Back." Can you know what that's about?
when you're.
I'll be right back. Powder Blue. All of these songs are
I've listened to the CD, Sid,
okay.
and because I do get to talk. I talk with a lot of veterans, but when I listen to those CDs, it reminds me of many different people that I've been talking to that can't express what's going on. You know it, and they're quiet, and as family and friends, it helps people that aren't. The music, your music is so powerful, and your stories that someone who wasn't there can get a little bit, because it's never going to be that we can never really feel what you all went through. But music has a way of pulling up an emotion that you can't put into words.
Well, God
you
bless
just
you.
feel
That's
it.
Exactly right.
And that's why I say I listen in my car. Some of it, I mean, you have me crying right now, only because I know people don't have the words. When I'm sitting, I can feel it when we, listening, and the camaraderie between the men and women that served, that come back, and might have a whole long career, years after. Maybe that was only 2 years, but those years, what they went through together, that bond. So I don't want to be, I'm curious, like I said, when I listen to the songs, some of them I listen and I think about the pain, but I also want to feel, as I see you still are performing and doing this music, because while you're doing it, it's good for you, right? It's still good for you.
It's good. Yeah.
That's what's amazing to me, that when you're you're sharing this. You're sharing it with, this has been 50 years, right? Since
That's right.
So I'm excited.
I've never heard another attempt to put to put this in song like ours.
I know.
And these are, and one day me and Robin were sitting together talking, having a quiet time. Having a soda. And she would say, this is good for you, Sid. I said, it really, really is. It's like squeezing stuff out of a song, out of a bottle, and it gets every last drop, of emotions. It does. And some of these songs I have not paid attention to much. From Draft Card to In Country to Coming Home, this was our journey. So as long as that black granite stands about the wall, of course.
Yes.
And the sound of angels' wings. The sound of angels' wings, for God's sakes, that's it. And that he can't go back home from Vietnam. Ain't nobody there will understand. They want their boy back home, but that boy, he's long gone. It took 15 years of his, just paid him for one. He can't go back home from Vietnam. Son, last night we heard you scream. Son, can you tell us what that means? Son, you're not listening to your friends. Son, like that. So
I know that. I listened to that song.
Oh, have you heard that one? Okay. So he can't go back home from Vietnam. And he can't. You try to go back home where you were, but that town is gone. And the people that were there before are gone. And no one understands. And you go down to the bar in Higginsville, Missouri, and there'll be people there that you went to high school with. They don't understand.
Do you still find new words coming up to you? New music or?
I haven't written anything in years. And I don't know about that. I'm not sure that's true. I have for sure written other songs I didn't record.
Yeah, because like you said, that ringing out water out of a towel, squeezing it.
Yes.
Is.
That's right.
But when you all perform, what's the best part when you're up there on that? When you get up there on that stage,
Yeah. I'll sing that song probably. I don't know why. I haven't seen the set list, so I don't know which song is going to be sung. Robin,
Yes.
do you have a set list handy, honey,
What?
A set list.
For today?
for
Yes,
today?
that's that list.
Huh?
What are you asking?
He wanted to know what songs were being played today, but we can wrap. Well,
Okay, I can,
She knows as much about Vietnam as I do.
yeah, she's good.
And she's so wonderful. I love her. You know, there's no way I could do this without her.
we're not doing a lot of Tunnel Rat songs, but here's the 2 sets.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Goodbye to the blues, working man blues,
Going on patrol.
going on patrol. That's
Home
right.
is where the sea rats are.
That's right. That's right. Home is where the sea rats are. No, supers are.
What I'm going to do, what time do y'all start today?
Oh,
I'm going to wrap it up. How about if I wrap it up for right now? I don't want to tire you out because you're going to have to be up there performing, you know. But and we can put music because some of the songs you mentioned, we can just play it in your part of your. I'll put it into your interview. It'll take a little bit of work. We'll do that, and so I'm going to. In fact.
Libby's asking if
So if that's okay with you, we'll wrap up and so you can do your show.
okay.
And just thank you so much. I mean,
Susan, thank you so much. You know, so this is so special. And
you're special and this is the first, like you said, there's no other music and I can take your music and share it with share it with other veterans that will pass it around, and hopefully there'll be someone maybe you don't know that you have helped, that they're not alone,
that's right.
and that there's hope.
There's hope. You're not alone.
So thank you for giving me permission to share this, because we're gonna being able to put it on the radio and just sharing your music. I think it's
You know, we're all on the same team.
we're all on this.
That's important. It's not me or my music or songwriters. We're all on the same team. And if we can just get to those people.
Get out of it different things.
Yes, sir.
I think even the veterans that were in Afghanistan that came back, that's another group that is a lot of similar, you know, you Vietnam vets have a lot of,
1/4 inch.
you've gone through stuff that they're just dealing with and they're young.
Cool.
So
And they have to deal with it on their own.
on their own terms.